Coming up on the Sports Desk, Bishop Montgomery comes out of a bye week and into their biggest football game of the season. It's a battle to take control of the Del Rey League against an undefeated foe. North High-South High rivalry goes above the net as two of the hottest teams in the South Bay gonna duke it out. Plus, El Camino Volleyball ended a 2-year-long conference win streak. We see how they bounce back after facing the number 12 team in the state. All that coming up and more right now on the Sports Desk. Hey there, Torrance. How's it going? I'm Wan Hernandez. Welcome to another week on the Sports Desk. We're going to start off this week right over at Bishop Montgomery High School, where the Knights football squad is on the hunt for their third Del Rey League title in 4 years under Coach Ed Hodgkiss. Bishop started off this year strong with a 5-1 record overall, but more importantly, a 3-0 start in their league games before getting a very welcome bye week. Their challenge coming out of a week of rest, take on another undefeated Del Rey League squad, LaSalle. So this one became simple. Win, and you've got control of the Del Rey League. Jenny Phillips has the story.
You know, Juan, this was sure to be quite the showdown. Both Bishop Montgomery and LaSalle were undefeated in the Del Rey League, but not after tonight. Let's check it out. Things starting off poorly for the Knights as quarterback Louis Soto throws a pick six on their second drive. LaSalle quickly going up 7-0. Things not getting much better for Bishop after that. Forced to punt after another 3-and-out. Israel Lacey on the return for the Lancers. He picks up a few good blocks, shakes off a couple tackles, and no one can bring him down. That's a 46-yard TD. The two quick scores from defense and special teams puts LaSalle up, 14-0 in the first quarter. The Knights showing some life late in the period, though. Looks like they've got a little talent on special teams as well. Robert Rogers on the ensuing kickoff return. He breaks a few tackles of his own and picks up 70 yards on the impressive return. Rogers' run sets Michael Turner up for a 12-yard rush into the end zone. Bishop cuts the deficit to 14-7, going into the second quarter with a little momentum. The Knights are unable to hang on to that momentum, though, giving up 2 safeties while struggling to score. Then the dagger. LaSalle, a 10-yard touchdown pass plus a 2-point conversion puts Bishop away for good. Final score, 29-10, leaving the Knights frustrated with their offensive performance.
It was mostly just mistakes that really killed us. A couple interceptions. That's really it. There was a safety, or there was 2 safeties. So like I said, it was mistakes. We just need to really clean up our offense.
I think they just outplayed us. I think that's what happened.
And they come in on our homecoming and beat us. It really hurts. But tomorrow it'll be a new day, be a new week, and we start fresh.
After a night full of drop passes and lack of ball security, Bishop Montgomery picks up their first league loss against their rivals, LaSalle. Fortunately for the Knights, they've got a bye week coming up, and they have a lot to work on offensively. From Bishop Montgomery, I'm Jenny Phillips for the Sports Desk.
Dropping a tough one to a very good LaSalle team, not the end of the world. The Knights may now be sitting in second place in league standings, but still set up strong for a postseason run. As Coach Ed Hodgkiss put it after the game, plain and simple, our focus is to finish strong and get better going into the playoffs. Louis Soto and Robbie Hu going to be leading the way there. Hu combined with Michael Turner for just 81 rushing yards on the evening, part of an offensive effort that saw just 141 total yards for Bishop Montgomery. On to the South Spartans now. When your quarterback only tosses the pill 3 times in an entire game, you could probably guess where this one's going. Running back Ryan Bowman steps into the depleted Spartan backfield and knocks out 206 yards and 3 TDs. Bowman hadn't carried the ball more than 11 times in a game all season, and he gets 14 of his 27 carries in this one before scratch that. He scores the only points of the night, period. South's defense stepping it up against Lawndale as well. They pitch a shutout to move the Spartans back up to 500 on the season, and more importantly, snagging their first Pioneer League win. Speaking of the Pioneer League, the North Saxons position themselves to charge at their first league title since 2008 by thumping the El Segundo Eagles. It's always one of the big 3 we hear from every week. Devontae Jenkins stealing the show this time with 119 yards and 3 of quarterback George Hernandez's 4 TD passes on 9 catches. Saxons win into halftime up 14-7, then run away with it the rest of the way to close out a 35-7 rout of the now second-place Eagles. North is now 6-2 on the season and 3-0 in Pioneer League, a clear turnaround after 2011's 2-8 record. They have matchups against South High and against the Torrance Charters to close out the regular season with that league title officially within reach. And one more high school football score for the week as the West Warriors drop another Bay League game, this time against Palos Verdes. The Warriors are now winless at 0-3 against Bay League teams after kicking off the season with 5 straight wins. Barry Thomas ran the ball 13 times for 127 yards and a touchdown. Quarterback Joey Notch completed 16 of 32 passes with a rushing TD of his own, but neither performance could keep up with the 47-14 thumping handed down by PV. West took some momentum into halftime by scoring late in the second quarter. They turn it over on the Warriors' first pass attempt of the second half. That was all she wrote. PV shuts down the Warriors' spread offense attack that never seems to fail. West in dire circumstances, needing to get back in the win column. Okay, everybody, coming up, North and South rivalry served up for you. The Spartans haven't lost to the Saxons in 5 years on the hardwood. They're looking to keep that streak alive at home. Up next on the Sports Desk.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back.
Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Hey there, welcome back to the Sports Desk. Time to jump over to some volleyball action between 2 of the hottest teams out there. Earlier this month, South and North met in what turned out to be a crushing loss for the Saxons. With a 2-0 lead to start the night, the Spartans actually rallied back to their most thrilling win of the season and kept a 5-year win streak alive over their rivals. Rematch time now. South, North, ranked 2nd and 3rd in the latest Division II AA CIF poll. Does the streak live on? Brittany Johnson gives you a look.
The North Torrance Saxons showed up today to try and get some revenge against the South Torrance Spartans after an upsetting loss a couple of weeks ago. But as you can see here, the Saxons came out pretty sluggish and struggled to get on the board in the first game, and the South Spartans were able to jump out with an early lead against the Saxons. South with the serve right here to deep right back, able to get it up to their setter, and here's the kill from Micah Hammond to try and wake the Saxons up. Despite the point, the Saxons go on to lose game 1, 25-18. Moving right along to game 2, here's Saverin with the jump serve. Spartans able to get under it and get it up to their front row for the spike, but they run into this brick wall right here. Saxons are feeling pretty pumped, and here's a soft serve to the middle back, and the set to the middle. South trying to go for the kill, but North is there for the one-handed dig, and there's Saverin again for the kill to keep the Saxons up. Saxons with the serve. South trying to get it past North's blockers again, but the Saxons put the ball in the net. They're able to recover it, though, to keep the rally going, but in the end, South ends up taking the point. South is trying to make a comeback, and they get things going as they find an open hole. The Saxons can't get under the ball. Will the Saxons have the answer? You'll just have to wait and see. A little confusion on the play, but the Saxons get it over the net. And a nice rally going on between the teams. North with another block, and here's the answer. Saban Roberts coming from the back row for the killer. No, let me change that. The deadly spike. Saxons will win game 2, 25-13. South with the serve to get things rocking in the third game. North gets it up to their middle, but she hits it in the net. With some help from her teammates, they're able to keep it alive. Saxons can't catch a break as it goes into the net again, but they stick with it. South gets it up to their middle, but North is there for the dig. They try to end it right here, but South is able to dig it, and they make the save. But will they be able to dig it right here? I don't think they can, and North is up in the third game. Later on in the game, North ends it right here with this serve. Saxons take game 3, 25-15. Saxons ready to serve up game 4. South needs this win to force a game 5. Saxons try to get things done early. South scrambling a little bit after that hit from North, but they get it under control. North with the set to their outside hitter. She tries to get it right up and over South, but they tip it right back. Nice coverage by North. They go back to their outside hitter, and South can dig it. South gets it up and over North's front row. The rally continues, but not for long. Micah Hammond ends it with a nice little tip. The game is on the line, and South knows this is their last chance to make a comeback. But North has finally had enough, and they're not about to let that happen. And for the first time in 5 years, the North Torrance Saxons beat the South Spartans.
The North Saxons move on up to 16-2 and 4-1 in the Pioneer League, while the Spartans get their first Pioneer League loss. The season series now tied at 1 apiece. It's definitely time to start thinking ahead in the playoffs and watch for a rubber match. It would possibly take place in the CIF playoff finals if both teams keep up the season they are having. 5 years of domination by South. Saxons coach Mark Pioch faced the Spartans 10 times now in his 5th year. He gets his first win over South. And another volleyball team in position to do some damage in the CIF playoffs is the Bishop Montgomery Knights. They fall to St. Joe's in a 3-game sweep. Rhea Green's 19 kills and Aisha King's 7 kills. Not enough to prevent the Knights from falling to 14-9 overall. They are now 4-2 in the Del Rey League as the postseason inches its way closer and closer each day. Now switching it up and moving over to the T-Box, the Bay and Ocean League Girls Golf Finals featured a plethora of Torrance talent that qualified for the CIF playoffs. The two leagues' final tourney became standing proof that Ocean and Bay League golf is as good as it gets, with 5 of the top 65 nationally ranked juniors girls players competing at Lakewood Country Club. The headliner of that elite group, Tartar and future Harvard Crimson, Ann Chang. She turned in the only scorecard of the tournament with less than 70 strokes. Chang's 8 under par 66 locked up her 3rd consecutive Ocean League title. And some other impressive performances from Torrance schools included 2 70s from the North Saxons girls, and they will carry 3 of the Ocean League's 9 playoff berths. Diana Kim will join Chang to represent the Tartars as well. Over in the Bay League, Michelle Yam will carry a South High, and Aaron Choi of West will be the sole representatives from their school, rounding out an impressive crop of Torrance talent headed to the playoff competition. 17 total invitations between the two leagues, and 7 of them will be athletes competing from Torrance schools. Okay, everybody, coming up after another break, the El Camino Warriors volleyball team just wrapped up an impressive conference winning streak that spanned more than 2 years. Coming back after that loss to face one of the top teams in the state, we find out if the next streak the Warriors start is going to be back-to-back losses, or are they gunning for 30 more conference wins? Right here on the Sports Desk.
Savings Man here with a story for you about 2 young spenders named Tommy and Sue. Their parents let them buy whatever they chose, like video games and designer clothes. As they grew older, they spent all their pay on fancy cars, houses, 2 lattes a day. They lived in the moment, never saving a dime. When they tried to retire, they'd run out of time. Working forever is Tom and Sue's fate, so choose to save now before it's too late. Visit our website to find out more, 'cause a happy ending's worth saving for.
Something's not right. My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes,
a double vision. They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Hello once more, and welcome back to our last segment on the Sports Desk this week. We're going to head on over to El Camino College, where we watched the Warriors volleyball team wrap up a record 32 consecutive South Coast Conference wins before falling to the Pasadena Lancers, the 10th ranked team in the state. You'd think they might get a little bit of a relief after facing such stiff competition, but after the dust settled, the next SEC squad set to take on the Warriors, the 12th ranked team in the state, Mount San Antonio College. If ever there was more of a need for a bounce-back game, well, this was the time for El Camino, just suffering their first conference loss in over 2 years, taking on Mount Sac. First set starts off quick with a 5-1 run for the Warriors, but that doesn't last long as an Elko mistake ties the game up at 10 for the Mounties. This kill right here by Mount Sac gonna set the tone for the rest of the first set as they take the lead. Later, Warriors, they're able to pull within one on the side out, but that would be as close as Elko can get, as this one seals the first set for the Mounties, and the Warriors fall 25-19, hoping they don't suffer another conference loss. Second set now, Nigeria Owens. She's smartly just gonna tip the ball over, giving the Warriors a 9-point lead right off the top of the second set, 15-6 El Camino. But Mount Sac just not backing down. They're gonna pull to within 2 points on this one before this kill sets up set point for Elko at 24-20. Warriors looking to tie it at 1 game apiece. Sophomore Taryn Luafalamana with the easy kill. She snatches the second set for Elko. Mount Sac in the third set starts off with a quick 5-0 run before Luafalamana gets the massive kill to tie it up at 10. Many ties in this set, but Luafalamana had the most crucial one. She knots it back up again at 24. The battle for the third set, Nicole Echeverry with an ace, gonna put El Camino up 2-1. Fourth set now, the Mounties with their backs against the wall, so both teams coming out aggressive. Down by 1, Luafalamana with the tip to tie it at 9. And once more, another tie not too long after at 18. So we move on to 24-21. Warriors with the chance to win it all. Squeaks it in bounds. And Elko seals the match. Head coach LaValle Pattison on what the Warriors expected.
They are, I want to say, 12 or 13th in the state. Right now we're 16th. They were tied for first in the conference. So now it's 1-1. We lost to Pasadena. They haven't played Pasadena yet. So they're a solid team. They were really good, and they definitely wanted to come in here and battle with us.
And former Saxon athlete Nicole Echeverry on her key to the win.
Definitely discipline, and we're communicating a lot better than we have in the past, so that definitely worked in our favor. But definitely communication, I think, was a big part in this game.
So bounce back game indeed, taking on another top JUCO team in California. Taryn Luafalamana turns in a double-double with 14 kills and 11 digs. She didn't even play the first set. Elise Tazone added a double-double as well with 12 kills and a team-high 18 digs. Nigeria Owens had 12 kills on the night too. Football team on the night too. Football team, not so fortunate in their league matchup for the week. Elko falls to College of the Desert on the road, 49-39. Quarterback Jesse Scroggins sat out this one after injuring his shoulder last week, so Nicholas King takes over sole signal calling duties and completes 19 of 31 passes for 206 yards and 2 TDs, but he throws 3 interceptions into the mix. Fullback Jomel Charles leads Warrior rushers with 65 yards on 9 carries. The versatile King right behind him with 50 yards on the ground, as Elko had a chance to win this one late. They trailed 36-31 with 7 minutes left in the game after a pick 6 from the Warrior D, but the defense follows up that effort by giving up 2 touchdowns to close it out, and they fall to 2-6 overall. Warriors coming back home for 2 more games to finish up what's been a really rough 2012 season. Their last game in the history of Murdoch Stadium right around the corner here. That'll be on November 3rd against Mount Sac. And for anybody interested in catching that historic game at Murdoch Stadium, the school's throwing a farewell party called Murdoch Madness on the Warriors softball field. There'll be live music, a photo booth, tons of food, and of course, we'll be there catching all the great memories as the school closes a chapter in their football program's amazing history and celebrates homecoming week all in one night. All that starts at 3:30 on November 3rd. And we'll wrap up the week on another point of celebration for the Warriors. In the pool, sophomore Ariel Carrillo became the women's water polo all-time assist leader with the helper against Santa Monica. Carrillo jumped over Erica Shaw in the record books with her 55th career assist and 30th of the season, putting her within striking distance of the school's single-season assist record of 32. So congratulations to Ariel for another amazing Warrior accomplishment we've seen this fall. And can you think of any other great records about to be set or broken by Torrance athletes? If you can, as always, give us a call or send an email to the show at the SportsDesk at torranceca.gov. We love seeing all the great things Torrance athletes are doing from whistle to whistle or even in their community, so don't wait, fill us in so we can share that story as well. And just a quick little note for anybody looking to lace it up themselves. Maybe you want to hit the hardwood and mix it up. Cruise on down to the D. Hardison Sports Center right here in Torrance. They host open play volleyball from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays. Open play basketball from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays. Just drop on by and jump in or call 310-972-7760 to get yourself a $5 ID card and a $10 punch card that will get you 10 hours of play. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us this week, everybody. Next week, North High, South High, that rivalry hits the gridiron. We've even got an El Camino Warrior chasing another school record. What's it going to be? I don't know. You're going to have to check back in with us if you want to see what it is. So we'll see you next week.